Sweet friends, before we begin, take a breath and a moment to ask yourself, how do you do today? How might you woo today? And how will you woo you today? Welcome to How to Woo, a podcast on love and making love so we can make sure we're making lives we love. I'm Luna Robbie, a photographer, writer, and creative guide. I love creating spaces where people feel free to express the fullness of their original creativity because we all have our own unique perspective and personal wisdom. And listening to learn from others is a skill I hope each of us humans may hone in our lifetimes on this planet. I would like to emphasize that this podcast is separate from my role as legal courtesan at Sherry's Ranch. It is a part of my desire and effort to bring zero-cost information about connection, communication, and intimacy to the general public, so we may co-create a world where taking care of each other is the norm. In keeping with that theme, I invite you to support this work at patreon.com/howtowoo. Now, without further ado, enjoy this episode and let me know if you learned something. Our guest today is a 30-year-old straight female who is in a relationship of 7 years. She loves giving blowjobs, anal, sending her significant other sexy photos and naughty videos, and she is into things like getting choked, being held down, is very curious about bondage, and has a very exciting story about her butt getting rubbed to share with us. Also, sometimes she and her partner have foreplay that lasts for days, and she's going to tell us why. A production planner with us today from Tennessee. Welcome, Lady C.
Hello, thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you here. Getting these types of personal details and like being honored by hearing your specifics is absolutely one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. So first, could you start off by telling us, if you had to rate yourself today on a sexual shame-o-meter, with 10 being the most full of shame and 0 being like, I don't have any, where do you fall today, and when, if ever, over the years has your shame-o coaster squiggled up and or down?
I'm probably maybe like a 3.
Okay.
Maybe I'm giving myself a little bit more credit.
That's okay. It's hard
But,
to measure.
I say I'm a 3. But, as far as, like, past experiences, Shamometer, I've been at a 10 when I had, like, a one-night stand
Okay.
in my in my brother's balcony closet and got walked in on. So that was
Oh,
mostly painful.
I could understand that, Spike. Yep. Wait, got walked in on by your brother?
No, his boyfriend, actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
still, okay, still.
They were throwing a house party, and me and the guy, we had walked out on the balcony, and then, we made our way into their little storage closet that they converted into, like, a smoking area, and so, yeah, we were going down, and it lasted maybe, like, 3 minutes before we got walked in on.
Oh no.
So that was pretty embarrassing.
Okay, I actually think that's a great reason to have a shame spike, like to be like, not what we meant. Um, but it sounds like in general, day to day, you're pretty chill. Or do you want to tell us the texture of your 3?
I think it comes more with, like, the comfortability between me and my partner. Like, we talk to each other about, like, things that we're willing to explore, or maybe things we do. I don't know. It's just like you just talk, really, and so I don't really have any shame when it comes to him. My work environment, I don't really talk to anyone there because I feel like it's like, where do they stand with this type of conversation type of thing? So I just try not to.
Fair, fair. I know. It's so funny because I hear from a lot of people who do have coworkers where they share all kinds of naughty stories in various
Yeah,
environments. And then I hear from some people that are like, I could never share any of this at
I don't think
work.
I
And so it's,
can. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like, what you don't know until you know. So unless you like stumble onto someone else sharing
Right.
something first, it's like, yeah, how do you ever know? Okay, well, I'm so excited that you're here today to share with us. Could you tell us what is sexy to you, like in general, and or what's your personal definition?
It's so broad, I feel like, because someone that may not be attractive to you, I may find sexy because of their demeanor, you know what I mean? And just their
Oh yeah.
personality, and, that's a really big one for me, like, just personality and humor is then all that stuff, but, just the overall, I guess, effect they have over people around them, just, like, how they treat other people, so
Okay, this is kind of a step back, but I'm attempting to put puzzle pieces together without very much information. So I'm making up a story in my head that you and your partner, if you're good at, I mean, it sounds like you have a really open communication and that you're like
Mhm.
connected to, I think of them as energetic or character qualities of a person. Is talking about sex sexy to you? And like, is that part of your like connection with your
Yes.
partner? Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We both do.
Okay.
It just depends, like, you know, sometimes for foreplay, we're just, like, talking, like, "So, like, how do you want this to go? Like, is it gonna be like this, like, soft, or is it gonna like, we gonna go hard? Like, how do you want it?" kinda thing. And then it turns into conversations like, "Well, how would you feel, like, if me and another girl were, like, sucking dick?" Or, "How would it feel, like, for you to have a dick in your mouth and while I'm, like, in your pussy?" kinda thing, and so we go everywhere. We talk
I
about everything.
love that so much. Did that evolve naturally between you two?
I think so, and honestly, I wanna say that, it was after listening to your podcast, and so, you know then
Hallelujah.
I was like, "Babe," I'm like, "I'm listening to this podcast, and it's like, it's about sex, but, like, not like how you think it'd be like, you know?" So I'm like, "Let's, like, deep dive more into those, like, conversations because I really wanna know, like, I wanna know what you like. I want you to know what I like so, we can kinda, like, build on that."
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, I love that
Yeah.
so much. And I love when the partner is able to meet you there. Like, and it sounds like doing it in a really hot way. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun. Okay, okay. Mm. Before we dive into all of those details, it sounds like there's a lot of wonderful stuff there. How did you learn about love, sex, connection, and pleasure growing up? Like, did you ever get a sex talk? Tell us what you remember from your early years, starting with wherever makes sense as early as you remember hearing about sex.
Okay, I'll start with, like, we had the elementary school conversations, but that was more about, like, they separated the boys and the girls, and then, like, they were talking about, our cycles and things like that with us. Don't know what they were talking about with the boys, but they didn't really cover sex there. I think the first memory I have of, like, what sex was, I remember, going trying to find a VHS tape, and, I seen one that was blank, so I just, like, threw it in the VCR to see what it was, and it was actually one of my dad's pornos.
Wait. When you say your
Wasn't
dad's
it?
pornos
It was his, like, stash, I guess he
collection.
recorded
Okay.
it. Yes.
Okay, so he's
It
not in a
wasn't
porn.
his.
Whoa.
No. I would have been permanently scarred forever. But no, it was one of his, and it was, like, one of those I was like, "Whoa," and then so I turned it off real fast and put it back where it was, didn't even think about it, and, my parents are divorced, so I was over his on the weekend, and my mom's during the weekdays, and so I wanna say, like, sometime between, like, I went to my mom's, and I remember her watching do you remember that movie Gia with Angelina Jolie?
I vaguely. Yeah.
There was, like, a sex scene in there, and I had walked out of my room to use the restroom, and I was just kinda like, "Oh, what is going on here?" And so then I was just like, "I need to look more into this." So, when I went back to my dad's, I had found that tape. He was out, I popped it in, and I watched it, and I was just like, "Wow, like, what is this? This looks like fun." And so then that was, like, my first idea of, like, what sex was, so, but
Wow. Okay. So it sounds like you got like the reproductive stuff in school, but then, and you knew that this was sex that you were watching, but like, what did you do with that information? Like, at what point did you start exploring yourself and or exploring with partners?
I didn't lose my virginity until I was 17.
Okay.
So, as far as that, like, I don't really know when I started, like, touching myself, but, I would remember vaguely that I would, get, like, at the corner of the bed and kinda, like, rub my vagina on the corner of the bed just 'cause I, like, love the sensation it was giving me, And I was doing that for, like, a while, I wanna
Mhm.
say, and then, like I said, I wasn't really sexually active with other people until I was, in high school, 17.
Okay. Wait, so that was your, like, main form of self-pleasure was the bed corner rubbing? Okay, okay. Did you fool around with anyone before the virginity debut?
No, I had, like, I wanna say, quote, unquote, "boyfriends." We just
Okay.
really kinda made out, and then, even the guy I lost my virginity to, he wasn't really, like, my boyfriend, it was just somebody, like, I had met, and I was just like, "You know what? Like, it is what it is," and so I ended up, giving him a blowjob one night and then had to go to a basketball game because I was on the dance team. Danced during that time.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. I was hot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
Um,
was hot.
okay, so that was your first, like, part did you continue to see him, or was it like a blow and go type situation?
Yeah, I continued to see him, and then, we eventually had, actual sex, like, with penetration, and, it wasn't anything spectacular. I remember walking away from it like, "Is this what sex is?" Like, it's
Really?
so yes, I was like, "This is the that wasn't, like, really pleasurable for me," and
Mm,
so I was just like, it is what it is." But, I guess, like, the connection for me is what made me continue to go see him more,
yeah.
and so, but yeah, that was pretty much it on that one.
Wow, interesting. Okay, but some part of you at least knew that you deserved pleasure. You even if like
Yes.
there I know that I experience a lot of pleasure in like you said connection or just touching someone and also of course I crave the heights of sexual pleasure. You know, like I want all of it. Do you remember if you ever explicitly got the message that you like deserve pleasure or did you just know it?
I felt like I knew it, like, I
Yeah.
was like, "There's no way that this is it." I
Yeah.
mean, he was not trying to, like, dog him or anything, but it was just like, it wasn't anything spectacular, it's not what I thought it would be, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "It's gotta be more." I think that's what I was kinda after that,
Okay.
just wanting to feel like more,
Yeah,
getting more pleasure out of it.
I love that. So, okay, I guess I always associate Tennessee with being very conservative, but it sounds like you weren't in judgmental environments, or if you were, that it didn't stick to you. What has that kind of texture been like? Like, what were friendships like in school and stuff? Like, what was that like social vibe like?
So, I was in a lot of clubs. I was in marching band, I was on the dance team, drama club and all that. And so I want to say I didn't really have a group. I was
Mhm.
just kind of like friendly with everybody. And I kind of think that's because I'm a Cancer. We're just like with sweet people in general.
Yeah.
and so, and it's just like I treated others how I wanted to be treated. And so, I was kind of just like all around nice person. If you were nice to me, I was nice to you, so that's just how it was.
But it sounds like overall, like, was it explicitly sex positive? Was it neutral? Like, did you ever talk about sex with any of your friends?
Oh, yeah, so most of my friends were sexually active,
Okay.
and so,
Oh,
they would tell me, about their sexual experiences as well, and I guess that's where I got the idea, like, there's gotta be more, like,
yeah.
this is there's something going on, so I was actually, like, the last person to lose my virginity in, like, a little friend group I did have of, like,
Okay.
3 girls.
I totally relate to that. It took me a couple years longer than you, not for lack of trying, but just just wasn't choosing the right targets, I guess. But okay, so when you realized that you were like, "Oh, I'm maybe ready to find something different." Like, what was kind of the next partnered learning? Like, did you actively seek stuff? Were you just kind of like letting it come to you? Like, what how did you grow from there?
I was definitely like a letting it come to me kinda girl,
Mhm.
and, I would dabble on, like, the dating apps, but, you can't really take those seriously ever because you get so many weird messages,
Yeah.
like, I think I really came out of my shell in college, like, I was, messing around in college, that's when I had the one night stand
Yeah.
in that
Okay.
era,
Okay.
yes, and, I actually, had a boyfriend, quote, unquote. Like I said, we just made out from high school that had moved away, and, I had actually went to college, where he had moved. And so, we kinda hooked up, and I actually got pregnant with my son. And
Wow.
that yeah, and that kinda just halted everything as
Okay.
far as, like, having sex and kinda just being out there, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I ask what your body felt like, in terms of erotic desire? Like, when you were pregnant, were you one of those pregnant ladies that's like, "Fuck me a lot," or were you like, "This is over, like, let me go have this baby?" Like, what was it like for you?
For me, it was kinda a little different because of the circumstances. I was basically on my own as far
Yeah.
as, like, he wasn't in the picture, so it was just
Okay.
me. But I definitely felt very horny majority of the time. Like, I
Okay.
wanted to, but
Yeah.
it was just not available because it's like, you're not really here with me, and, I didn't wanna, go dating while I was pregnant so
Right.
much. So, it was just kinda like it was miserable. My mom and brother
Yeah.
said I was really bitchy, and that's probably why.
I was gonna say, yeah, well, frustrating, and like, did you masturbate at all? Can you even reach once your belly gets big? How have I
Uh,
not asked any of my pregnant friends this? I think they didn't have desire, but, like, what do you remember?
I don't think I did,
Okay.
just 'cause, like, it was kinda like a not so great time, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And so it was kinda just like a, "Let's get this baby out, and we'll go from there," kinda thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you did I imagine that was a lot of energy having a newborn, you know?
Yes, it was.
What was kind of the next unfolding in your own intimate life? And, like, what was your connection to your own body like going at that point?
Oh gosh, it was very hard because I had gained, like, over 70 pounds,
Mm,
and it was just like, I didn't know my body anymore, like, I didn't look in the mirror and see, like, what I used to see, and so that was really hard for me, and so I feel like I kinda developed a complex around my body
mm,
around that time, and so, I didn't really go looking for, anybody. It was just kinda like staying to myself, and, I had, like, friendly, conversations with people, but none that I was ready to actually jump in with. It was like, almost a year and a half after I had my son before I was sexually active again.
okay. What was that
Took a
like?
while.
Was there pressure or was it just, like, the right you don't seem like someone who puts a lot of pressure on herself, but I don't know. What's it like for you?
No, it wasn't. It was coworker, which I do not I do and don't, recommend, but,
Totally.
I say that because my boyfriend was my coworker, and
Okay.
we've been together for years.
I've always tried to fuck people at work, like, my entire life. Every job, like, maybe not my high school job, but, like, every job after that, like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Also, it's a great place to meet people." It's kind of our,
Right, yeah.
it's a social group for a lot of people, and,
It is. I mean, that's where you are most of the time, and it's
yeah,
just you develop deep relationships, and that's really kinda what happened, and so after, like, a year and a half, I was talking to this guy I worked with, and, he asked me for my number, and I gave it to him, and then, like, I wanna say we were texting about 3, 4 months, and then we started having sex. We weren't in a relationship, it was just kinda like a situationship.
okay. Do you like that,
Yeah.
or are you more, like, tidally I mean, it sounds like it was working, and tell us what the sex was like. What did you learn about it?
I'm definitely a title type of girl, but I was
Okay.
honestly trying to go with the flow because that was actually the first time I had an orgasm, using like, with
Was it
penetration, and
okay.
so that was, like a eye opener for me, and I'm like, "Okay, so this is what sex is supposed to feel like."
Thank
So
you,
I
more
had
please
an
of that.
idea there.
Yes.
Yeah, and, but yeah, it was, like, great sex. We were just, I would start by, like, sucking his dick, and he'd like that. There was, like, fingering involved as far as, that, and then, we would just kinda experiment. He's the first guy I was, I get we, did anal, so,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
in that experience, that was a pretty decent anal experience, I have to say.
Your first time with anal was a decent
Yes.
one. Can you tell us the details of what you remember?
Yes. Okay, so bear with me, it's been a while. It's been like a relationship ago. But, um but yeah, we had talked about it, like, I was like, "I think I'm gonna try anal," and he was like, "Well, okay," and, he just asked me if I was sure, and I was like, "Yeah," and I was just like, "Cool." So we planned it, he came over. I think, what made it a decent experience for me was that he was very patient. Like, if I said, "Okay, keep going," he would push it in. When I told him to stop, he stopped, you know
Oh,
what I
that's good.
mean? It
Mhm.
wasn't like a, forced thing, and it was actually to the point where, he was all the way in, and I was just like, "Okay, now go." And he was like he was hitting all the spots, and I
That's
actually did have an ass orgasm. Yeah,
amazing!
it was
Oh,
it was very
amazing.
well.
That is such a big win on a number of levels. First of all, like, I am just applauding you for the communication, for,
Yeah,
being like, "I want this," and then initiating it and waiting until that moment, because that's the smartest thing. The first few times I had anal, I didn't know that there was a point where it would, like, feel good and safe and yummy and
uh-huh.
then, like, go, and
Yeah,
so the fact that you, like, got there, found it, and then, I mean,
yep.
not to be so outcome oriented, but, like, that's so cool that you had an askasm first time. Okay. And
It
you
was,
it
it was great.
yeah,
It was great.
yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so is that something that's regularly on the menu for you now? Or, like, I'm jumping ahead, but just
No,
maybe
it's
tell us a
fine.
little bit about anal for we'll just pause and take a chance to talk about anal.
Okay. So, me and my current partner have tried anal.
Okay.
The issue we've come across is he's very girthy.
That is a
So
thing. Yeah, that's real.
so it's, I've gotten anal plugs, like the different variation in sizes, so
Mhm.
hopefully, that would help.
Okay.
But the biggest one I have is, like, nothing compared to him, and
Totally.
so we tried, and I'm just like, "I can't, I'm scared."
I mean, that's very fair, and I definitely would recommend. I just got a set of dilators that are glass that I haven't used yet, but, like, they're a little bit bigger, but I definitely love that you're using plugs, and,
Yeah.
well, if you get there, I will be curious. Just go slow and stay gentle. Wait, so you guys have tried and you were like, "No, no, abort mission," or, like, what's it
Yeah,
been? Yeah.
we've tried multiple times, like,
Okay.
it's kinda, like, few and far in between,
Okay.
but I wanna say, during the span of our 7-year relationship, we've tried maybe, like, 4 times
Okay.
to
Okay.
have it, but it's just like, I'm not there yet. So,
That's
I
okay.
don't
That's
know
o I mean, a fun alternative that I like if because for me it takes I love anal and I don't want to do anal with just anyone. Like, they have to be really into it. They have to know what they're doing. I don't usually, unless certain circumstances, I don't usually want to be a teacher around it. And I do also love wearing a butt plug while fucking. So is that something that you're into? Like, just is it like anal stimulation in general, or is it specifically like the fucking? Like, what do you love about it the most?
I think it's the penetration,
Okay,
like
cool.
the actual fucking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the fucking and then, reaching around and playing with, my clit. Like, I like, all the sensations, I guess,
Yeah.
during
Okay.
it.
Oh, are you open to a brainstorm? Because this just popped into my head. I don't know if your
Let's go.
partner. Okay.
I'm down.
Was just talking to someone off pod who was telling me that their partner, who has a penis, wore a strap on so that he could double penetrate them. So you could get a
Oh,
skinnier, like, ass dildo and
yeah?
maybe try both. I don't know. That could be interesting.
Oh, it could. I wanna
Or
bring
even
that up.
even if it's not on a strap, like, maybe there's, like, the hand
Yeah,
version,
yeah.
because, like, just saying. I also got a strap that was, like, on a leg. I don't know. There are many different ways to strap things. So just spitballing, and, if you do try
Yeah.
it, would love to hear how it goes.
I'm definitely bringing that up. That'd be something I'm into. I'd be willing to try.
I love that. Okay, so do your anal proclivities or partners, if it lines up to, like, do you like other people's assholes is what I'm trying to ask. Does it go both ways? Like, do you want to play with another asshole, or do you just like having yours played with?
I like having mine played with. I've never played with another asshole.
Okay. Okay. So far, not
Um,
yet. Okay.
honestly, I don't think I'd want to.
Okay. Totally fair.
But okay, and then it's kinda like a two-sided thing. Okay, so I'm like I feel like I'm open sexually as far as, like, I'm willing to try, like, anything. I
Yeah.
feel like if it was, like, a woman, I would, but not with a man, if that
Okay.
makes any sense.
I mean, everyone has their things, and also I think for me, I definitely have had some man partners that were like, "Do not touch it," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah,
So the turn off, like for me, goes away if that happens. But with
right.
one of my partners early on, it was one of the first things that like I didn't even know like what a kink or a special turn on was, but I do remember he like asked for it, and it was while he was inside me, and I remember being like shockingly turned on because I felt like we had created an energetic, like a full loop. And there was something about that that just like really was happy for my brain. I was like, I'm fucking him, he's fucking me. It's a loop. Okay. So that's all unfolding. Did I hear correctly? In general, you're pretty open to trying stuff if a partner wants to try stuff. Is that what you, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to say about anal? Like anything else you like want to try or have experienced or do like, or like, do you masturbate using your butthole ever or like anything like that?
Now, as far as being masturbating, I don't really do it often.
Okay.
If so,
Yeah.
it's pretty much like clitoral stimulation. It's just kinda like the rubbing of it will activate all the
Uh,
good stuff and yeah.
Okay. Okay. So diving back into your timeline, that was a first coworker experience or an early coworker experience.
Mhm.
Was there anyone between that and your like how did we get to your current partner? It sounds like you are a monogamous pair. Did I get that right?
Yes. After the first coworker, I think there was, like, maybe 3 other, like, hookups.
Okay.
None not worth mentioning. They were just that sounds so bad.
I don't
They
know.
were just kinda
Honorable lack
like
of mention. It's okay.
yeah. They were just kinda like, I wanna say, trying to fill a void of
Okay.
something within myself, just wanting, like, like, connection, wanting, like, some sort of something, and they were just all like, "Nah." It was a no, it was like a one and done kinda thing.
Okay.
Like, maybe texted a couple days after, like, the initial, like, spec, but then it was just like, not for me.
I feel you. Sometimes we don't know until we know, you know?
Yeah,
Sometimes it's just an information gathering mission.
yeah.
Okay, so you were exploring though. Were those things that just kind of came your way? Like it sounds like you're pretty open, opportunistic, but not
Yeah.
yeah, how did you meet those people?
I do I would say I didn't really pursue, but like I said, I was, like, mingling on, like, the dating apps, and then so those were the dating app
Okay.
guys that
Okay.
actually made it past.
The day I get it. No, it's funny because I have about one handful of hookups that were the dating app attempts before I was like, I'm
Yeah.
done here. I'm done here. We gotta meet some other way. I'm not doing this. Okay. Okay. So, how can we hear about sex with your partner? Like, what is it like to be with the same person 7 years? It sounds like you have a really beautiful connection.
Oh, I feel like we do. I'm sorry, I'm blushing because he's really. I feel like we're very in tune when
Yeah.
it comes to like our sex. He was the only guy that had made me squirt. Didn't
Mm.
know that was the thing until it was happening,
Amazing.
and then but just all around, I feel like he's more of a giver. And so, like, my pleasure, like, excites him and vice versa. Like, I love sucking his dick.
Yeah.
And, he's, the first uncircumcised guy I've had, and
Okay.
so I love playing with his foreskin.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, how do you
Yes.
play with it? Tell us. What do you do?
Okay. Okay, so, like, at first, I like to tease the tip.
Mhm.
That's my thing with him, and he hates it, but that's where he's sensitive at first.
Yeah.
And so, I'll, like, take his skin and maybe go over his head, and then, like, I'll put my mouth on it, and then, like, as I'm sucking the tip, I pull, like, the skin, like, down, like, up and down, like, over his tip, and
Yeah.
he loves that.
Oh, that's good. That's so
And
good.
then, but yeah, sometimes I, like, pull it all to the top, and then,
Mhm.
like, I'll suck on it that way, and then sometimes, I, like, pull it down and then, like, right up underneath his penis, Like, there's, like, a little sensitive spot there that he likes, so I'll pay attention to that, and then once I get it all lubed up is when I start going deeper and, you know,
Yeah.
so,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. What is it like to have such a girthy cock to play with on the regular? Like, does it like fill up your mouth? Like, is it like do you choke? Can you deep throat? Like,
Oh,
what's it like?
I can when I'm high.
I thought you were gonna say when he's not fully hard, because like when I've had partners with bigger cocks, I'm like, okay, okay. But
Yeah, it's like night and day. I'm
yeah.
telling you, it's
Wow.
something about, being under the influence that really, it helps a lot. I
Oh
think
my
just like
gosh.
the relaxation of it,
Yeah. The
and,
relaxation.
you're not really thinking about it. So it's just like you're going to town and so,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I also feel like the angle makes a huge difference, and every dick has its own angle for deep throating in my personal experience. Like,
Yeah.
because it's not always size related. Like some of them I just can't, and I'm
Um,
really not sure why yet, figuring it out. But I I love that you're like, yep, give me a little stoned, and there we go. It is he the it sounds like he is the partner that you've had the most explorations with, right? Like it sounds like you have
oh
really
yeah, for
good
sure.
trust built up. Okay. Do you want to tell us? Yeah, tell us some of like the over the 7 years, like what was your sex life like at the beginning? How has it grown? Where is it now? Bondage is maybe in your future, but like give us the mini timeline of this relationship because it sounds sexy and
Okay.
awesome.
Okay, so at the beginning, it was kinda like, I guess we're about to turn like vanilla, you just kinda like, I guess, learning about what each other likes, and, he has very big hands, and so
Ooh.
I love when he fingers me.
Yes.
It is, like, the best,
Wait, give us details.
but
How
yeah.
do you like for him to touch you with those fingers and hands?
First, he'll start with, like, his pointer and middle finger, and then he'll kinda go in there, and it's kinda like a come here motion,
Uh,
and then as, I'm worked up and, I'm a little wetter down there, it's kinda like a pushing it all the way in.
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
We go from no, I'm mirroring you if you're not watching the video. I'm doing
Yeah,
a come
yeah,
hither because I'm on video.
yeah,
And then so it's like
and
it's
then
like
it's
a
kinda like
longer internal stroke.
yes,
Okay.
yes, and
Okay.
so that's actually, I guess, what he does to get me to squirt, I wanna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. You gotta find the squishy
That'll do
spongy
it.
part.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and then so, but, sorry, what were we talking about? I totally
How
blanked.
you're doing a great job of telling us how you like him to touch you with his hands.
Oh, yeah. So, most of the time while he's doing that, I want him to choke me,
Mm,
and not necessarily, like, choke me as in, like, grabbing my throat, but just, I
right.
guess, like, the pressure of his hand, like,
Yeah.
his big hand
Yeah.
on my throat. It's just kinda like it gets me hot every time,
Totally.
like,
Oh,
yeah.
I feel that. And for
Yeah.
anyone listening who's brand new to choking, when we choke, when we're doing breath play, first of all, we know that it's dangerous. Second of all, we learn how to do it safely. Third of all, we make sure that arteries are still getting blood and that windpipes are not getting crushed, but creating pressure. You can put your hand on your like clavicle and just slide up the neck and go under the jaw and push up to create that pressure. So it can be nice and tight while being the most safe. We don't want to crush any tracheas. So I just have to say the little PSA. um,
Yes.
because I'm the same way. It's so, especially with a trusted partner where it's been discussed. I don't do choking surprises. That's not a thing. But how does it make you feel? I know that it makes me feel totally relaxed. What does it do for you? Especially, I'm talking about he's holding your neck and finger you.
Yeah, it gives me that relaxation, but also it turns me on. It makes me, like, want to do more, I guess.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the things that is, like, my favorite foreplay. It's just, like, just him, like, just applying pressure, and I don't know, cause he's, like, a bigger guy.
Mm,
He's, like, 6'3", close to 250 pounds, and so
nice.
it's just, like, his build in itself is kinda like a turn on for me,
Totally.
and so but yeah, I don't know. It's just
I love
it's
that.
amazing.
Okay,
But,
okay. So, yeah, when did you start exploring things like that? Like, it sounds like you talk about everything you do. At what point in your relationship did you start bringing in elements like choking and intensity? Was that early on? Was it medium? Like, where are you at with that?
it was kinda, like, midway, I wanna say, through our
Okay.
relationship. And then I think 'cause I know, like, the first couple years we were together, we were fucking like rabbits, and then it was just, like, to the point where I was just like, "Okay, I need a breakdown." It's too much.
The best worst
But
soreness.
yes. But then, like, towards the middle, I think that's when we started kinda, introducing toys. Like, we've tried the vibrating dick ring, which was a lot, like, a lot, like,
Okay.
almost too much for
Almost too
me.
much. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And so,
Wow.
we had tried that, and I have, clitoral stimulant
Yeah.
vibrators that he, like, uses on me. As far as that, he's used that, like, while he's fingering me. He's used that, like he's fucking me. And then got the anal plugs to try to, you know, get ready for him. It was, like,
Yes.
kind of trial and error, though. But, yeah, it's just, later on in the relationship and I guess this is where, like, the week-long foreplays come in. So, I'm a first shifter, so I work days, he works nights. So, the only time we really interact with each other, like, on a sexy level is the weekend.
Okay.
And so, throughout the work week, like, while he's at work, I'll send him, like, sexy videos and sexy pictures, just to kinda get him like, "Hey, this is waiting for you this weekend, just so you know," kinda thing. We sext, and then likewise, while I'm at work, I'll be like, "Hey, can you, like, send me a video of you, like, jerking off and, like, climaxing?" And he's like, "Well, give me a minute," and so he will. And I always tell him to warn me because I work in an office.
Yeah.
I don't want I don't want anybody to, like, walk beside me and just see a dick on my phone, so
No. Although that could be the missing piece to have the conversation, but it's a very dicey move.
yeah, it it's hit or miss on that one.
Real hit or miss. Real high stakes hit or miss. You
Yeah,
don't want to fuck that one
yeah.
up. Okay. Oh, I love that. So you're asking for it as well as sharing. Okay. That's awesome. How is it for you connection wise to have that opposite schedule? It sounds like you've really made the most of it, but how is that for you connection wise? Like, do you just need to spend the entire weekend fucking to reconnect?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, honestly, it's really it's been complicated. It hasn't been easy by no
Yeah.
means because, I was on 3rd shift before I had moved to my other job on the day shift. And so, at first, it was hard. I feel like not seeing each other kinda started new, like, arguments,
Yeah.
just because I feel like we missed each other and then it's just kinda like, we're not getting that connection we're not feeling that connection from each other because we're on opposite shifts and on opposite sleep schedules, and so it was hard for a second, but I think, starting to send kinda like the sexy pictures and the sexy videos kinda made up for that, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense, or just kinda, like, filled the void, I guess, for when, I'm at work or when he's at work, so
Yeah. Yeah. When you do get to see each other on the weekends, how do you like to spend your time? Like, and I know that it's probably not a one size fits all answer and it probably depends on what else you're doing,
yeah.
but like in an ideal world where you have the whole weekend, like, do you spend all of it fucking? What sort of breaks do you have? Like, what sort of balance of connection feels good? And or what sort of connection do you need first, depending on where you need it, to wanna fuck?
So, we have kids, and, so the weekends we have the kids, like, all the kids, our son stays with, me primarily,
Yeah.
but, his kids come on the weekends,
Okay.
and so, it's like we kinda have to work around the kids' schedule
Yeah.
depending on if we can have, like, a full-fledged, like, weekend or not, but, I wanna say, like, maybe every other week we designate, like, a day, like, no kids.
Okay. I
It's
love that.
and so, we'll either, like, go to the movies or go out to eat and, kinda just talk about our work week and whatnot. and then we'll come back home, watch a movie, and then we just kinda, like, segue into, like, the conversation of, "Okay, like, I'm bored with this movie, like, can we, like, fuck now?" It's like
Yes.
yeah, like, "Okay, I'm ready. If you're ready, you ready? Okay, cool, let's go." And so, we, started, breaking in our couch. We got a new couch, and so
Nice.
we've had sex on that couch, and it's pretty good.
Christening the
Pretty good
couch.
couch.
I love it.
Yes, it's a
I
pretty
love
good couch. It's gonna be with us for a while.
that. Oh, that's so, so good. I would love to hear a little bit more about your butt. We talked about anal, but
Yep.
we didn't talk about the other thing that you wrote me about
Oh,
the
yeah.
interesting, like, so you like your butt to be rubbed?
Mhm. Okay, so, again, I was under the influence.
Uh-huh.
It was kinda like it was an after sex, we were just kinda laying there, and he started rubbing my butt, but the way he was rubbing it, he was kinda, like, going in
Mhm.
and under my butt cheeks and kinda,
Yes.
like, rubbing it outwards, and it was doing something to me, and I actually orgasmed from him doing that.
That's
It was it
so cool. Like, that's
yeah,
I mean, we have so many nerve bundles down there. That's so
I
awesome, but you're the
know.
first
I
person
was
to tell me that. I'm
yes.
like, "I gotta go get someone to rub my butt that way right now." 'Cause, like, how
Yeah,
close
it
was he
was
getting, like, around the crack, but, like, not necessarily touching
yeah,
your asshole? And, like, underneath?
he was, like, in there, yeah,
In
like,
there, okay.
underneath the butt
Yeah.
and then kinda, like, going out, but, it was crazy because I was like, "Keep doing that, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna come." Like, "Keep
That's
doing that," and
cool.
so that was just, like, getting him, like, really excited, and so, he was doing it, and then I just, like, come, and he's just like, "That is so fucking hot." I was just like, "I don't even know how that happened."
Wow, that's amazing. So you're, like, face
Yeah.
down? Were you just, like, totally melted?
Yes, I
Face
was on
down.
my
Okay.
stomach, I was just
Okay.
kinda, like, laying
Oh,
down, and, he was
wow.
going to work back there without even really doing anything except for a mask.
Good, man, we like that. What are some other
Yeah.
ways that you have loved being touched? So we heard, like, it sounds like hands are definitely a thing for you. Are there,
Oh,
other spot yeah, tell us more about how you like to get touched, where, when,
okay.
etcetera.
So, he also he'll, like, give me full body massages, like, with oil. Yeah, and so, which kinda is another way we foreplay, which he'll just rub me all over. I like when he's rubbing my boobs, like, the oil into my boobs, and he, like, pulls on my nipples.
Oh my god.
Like, I like that, and then just kinda like I said, he's like a bigger man, so I think it's just really, like, the pressure he applies mixed with his big hand, mixed with, like, just, like, the pressure points on me, and I think it's, like, my neck, definitely my boobs, definitely my ass, inner thighs, my feet, and it's just
Ooh,
it all just kinda couples into, like, I don't know, just, like, this relaxation, like, the relaxation of his touch. It's
yeah,
just, like, I don't know. I can't explain it.
dude. It's body chemistry magic. Sometimes it just happens. You mentioned that you like getting held down. What
Mhm.
style of getting held down? Like, is it because you mentioned pressure with him, is that different? Is that distinct? Do you like your wrists held? Like, what your bondage curious? Tell us a little bit about those feelings.
So I definitely like when he's holding like, when he's on top and, like, my hands are above my head and he's, like, holding my hands down. I like that. When he's hitting it from the back, I'll put my hands behind my back, and I'd want him to, like, hold my hand.
Yeah.
And so but with the whole bondage thing, we've kinda hit a roadblock on that because he doesn't feel comfortable doing it to me because I guess he's not educated in that. But I'm just like, "You gotta learn these things, if you're willing to," but
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully he's willing to.
Okay, okay.
Because I would love to be tied up.
Yeah,
I feel like that would kinda accentuate, like, how I feel with him, and then it's just like, I don't know, it seems like very like, a lot of fun, so
I totally hear that. I do if anyone's, like new and curious, I recommend, especially if you have kids you're trying to hide things from, there's like a
Yeah.
bondage bed kit that's like Velcro straps. So it's there's no rope ties you have to learn, and it just goes between the box spring and the mattress, and then you can make an X or you can start with one wrist at a time. Like I've definitely used that with people before starting out because it's like when it's a cuff or a wristlet thing, you can't really, unless you're pulling so strong, you can't really hurt yourself. And then I always just recommend people playing with safe words, and just if you need to get out. Because I never had any claustrophobic sort of reactions, but I definitely have had, I've known people who were like, and then I just had to get out. So it's like, that's
Oh,
always
I
a
know.
concern for bondage. But I'm like, I'm the person that gets a little bit of that feeling and then I surrender to it. And that's kind of the fun of just
Yeah.
feeling like, oh, I couldn't possibly. What sort of bondage fantasies do you have? Like what has kind of like wandered through your mind as enticing?
For me, I'm kinda a runner. When I say a runner, I mean, like, when I'm close to orgasming, I try to, like, run away. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Uh-huh.
yes,
Like back off, like
that's the
physically back off?
yes,
Mm.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I think if I were to have that bondage, like, it would be like, "No, you're gonna
Yeah.
feel every bit of it," kinda thing. And I think that is the enticing feeling for me, just, like, having to follow through with it and not trying to, like, run away from it.
Yeah, I totally hear that. Or, I mean, I have my own version of, I know that when I was like overwhelmed with pleasure, it was easier for me to take it because it didn't feel like trying or like trying to achieve something. It felt like I had no choice. When you're having that experience of running, is it like psychologically backing off? I know that I can fully interrupt my own orgasms by getting in my head, even
Mhm.
if it's just like, "Ooh, wow, this feels so good. I'm about to come. Dang it."
Yeah.
Like I can totally do that. What's your version like? Like, do you notice it as it's happening?
Yes, and I try to prevent it from happening.
Mm,
Like, sometimes I'll try to clam up and close my legs, but he, like, opens them back up like, "No," kinda thing,
wow.
but, like, I try so hard, but I guess either, like, the feeling is just, like, a lot,
It's
and
intense,
I'm
yeah.
just like, "Okay, yeah," trying to, like, back off from it. I don't know why I do it, but
Wow.
I try. I try to just, like, "Okay, just chill out, just let it happen."
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean, it's so, first of all, understandable, and I can totally relate. I even just the other day I was with someone and like things were feeling so good, and I literally couldn't handle how good it was, so I, like, threw myself off of the situation, and I was like, "Oh, I need a minute," you know? And because for me, it was borderline overstimulating, like, it was so cool, it was like but it was like my brain I have kind of a I get a lot of, like, visuals of fractal like, my brain will, like, explode into fireworks, or and it was so much also in my body, so then I needed, like, pussy slaps to kind of reset because I can get overstimulated, and then there's other times where I'm just like, I don't know, maybe it's a receiving thing. I mean, we don't need to figure out the why. We just need to figure out the explorations that get us to other sides of things. Because also, I know my
yeah.
body is very different every day. I imagine yours also has its changes. Are you able to notice any patterns or relationships to times where it's been easy for you to take it? Like it sounds like the compression, the getting held down kind of causes relaxation, but
Mhm.
do it sounds like maybe you have some evidence of that and hence the curiosities?
Trying to think back, I don't really think
Mm,
so. I think it was maybe more or less watching porn and seeing it in
okay.
porn that
Ah,
I thought it was, like, an intriguing thing
okay.
and, like, something I would wanna try.
Yeah. Do you guys watch porn together or is it something you do yourself? Like what kind of porn are you into?
We've tried, and I think that's where he holds back on me. I don't really I don't know what kind of porn she watches,
Okay.
but most of the time when I'm watching porn, it's, like, girl on girl,
Okay.
like but, or like, like rough sex. I like rough sex.
Yeah.
Rough sex is good. But as far as watching porn together, we've tried, but it's not like I don't know, it's just like a weird thing. It's just kinda like, what is the point of us watching this kinda thing together, I guess?
Okay.
Just like
Okay.
it's not doing anything for me.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, it sounds like you also
Yeah.
have other ways that you are already connecting really sensually and sexually, and so maybe it's
Mhm.
extra? I don't know.
Yeah. But it's
Interesting.
just like I don't I don't want it to, like, pull my attention away from, like, what we're doing, you know what I mean? And so I don't even really watch it, it's kinda like background noise at some point for me,
Right,
but
right.
then he's like, "You're not watching," and I'm like, "Are we supposed to be?"
You're like, "What's the assignment?"
Well, I'm so confused.
Oh, that's such a good point. Yeah, that's so funny. I do remember the very first time that I was with my first dominant partner, he like made me air quotes, he was like, "Watch this, don't look away." And I took the prompt so seriously. So then when I actually started to get distracted, which he was doing on purpose, I was like, "No, I'm supposed to follow the rule." So I need really clear rules like that. Otherwise, I'm like, I will for sure get distracted, especially if touching is happening. Have you guys made porn together? You've sent him naughty pics and vids, but like, have you dabbled in stuff for you together? Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I've definitely, I've, like we have a video of me sucking his dick.
Mm.
I think what we would need is some kinda, like, at-home setup because he was just kinda, like, recording me as it was happening.
Uh-huh.
But, we would need, like, a home setup, and I think that it's a great idea. Like, I've told him, I was like, "We just need to come out with, like, our own little cameo or something."
Yes.
I think that'd be fun, and he's just like, "No," and I was just like, "Ugh, whatever."
Oh man, I get a lot of people are really shy, but also, a lot of what is popular on OnlyFans I hear from creators is that amateur look of just like it's happening right there.
Yeah.
But I do remember early on, like, filming stuff with partners, I'm like, "But I wanna like watching it later." And then there was a point where I just, like,
Yeah.
would love seeing sloppy like, getting sloppy. What sort of stuff do you send him if you're by yourself? Like, if you're trying to entice him while he's at work or whatever?
Oh, definitely, like, booby pics. He loves boobs.
Mm.
But I guess after being with me, he's also an ass man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, but, I definitely sent him pictures, from that angle or, like the cleavage angle, and then every now and again, I'll throw in a video of me playing with one of my clit toys, and I'm getting off that way, and then sending it to him at work, and then he's like, "Why do you do this to me?"
What a lucky guy.
Like, "Why do you do this to me?" And I'm like, "Just letting you know what's here, if you wanna just leave work."
I'm
He's like, "I
waiting.
can't."
That's
Yeah,
so
right?
fun. I love that. It sounds like you really have a sparks being together 7 years. I mean, they say that's usually when you get itchy, but it sounds like you really have a lot of desire. I love that.
Yeah.
I want to hear about blowjobs. We talked about them peripherally, but what do you love about them?
See, okay. I don't even know, like, where it came from because, like, out of the partners I've had in the past, I've only given, besides my partner now, 2 other blowjobs. And
Wow.
those yeah, so those weren't really, like, I don't know, as enjoyable as it is with him. And I don't know if it's because of you know, his
Foreskin. I
dig
mean,
itself
yeah, it's
or
connection.
but I get so infatuated, yeah,
Yeah.
with it, and it's just like, it's so fun to play with. I love, making them come from them, and then, like, after, how it's, like, very sensitive, I love teasing them, like, when it's at its most sensitive point,
Oh my gosh.
and then he's just
Wow.
like, "Okay, okay, okay." Yeah, it's I think it's, like, my torture to him,
I
but,
love that. Yeah,
um
that's maybe there's a switch in there yet. Yeah.
yeah, but, like, the noises he makes, like, I guess the sounds of satisfaction
Yeah.
are really what get me off, and that it really gets me wet, like, just sucking his dick. I don't know.
I
It's
totally get that.
crazy.
Do you also play with the ball? You talked about playing with the foreskin a lot, but do you play with the balls or the thigh? Like, what other parts of him do you fuck with?
I have not tried the balls, only because, beginning of the relationship, he wasn't really like, I guess a fan of having his balls played with.
Okay.
But, I've actually brought it up to him again, like, like, "Do you wanna try, me playing with your balls more?" And he's just like, "Yeah, we can give it a try." But it
Okay.
hasn't really happened yet, but we'll see
I mean,
from there.
some testicles are extremely sensitive, and I respect that. And when I'm allowed to play with them, I am amazed by balls. The way that they change shape and size and texture, like all in such a short span of time. Like I feel like they are my favorite accessory. And just kind of like
Well,
grabbing all of that. What about, do you like receiving oral on you? Like we talked about
oh,
hands,
yes.
but yeah, yeah, tell us details.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
Yes. So, his oral, ugh, gosh. Okay, so, like I said, I think I'm more of like a clit girl. I love when my clit gets attention, and so he'll start out by, like, kinda, like, licking it. And I love how I can give him instructions on, like, how to play with it. So, like, sometimes I'm like, "Okay, like a firmer tongue," you know what I mean? And sometimes he does this humming thing where he
Ooh.
just, like, he's on it and he's just, you know what I mean? Like, just like and so that'll get me every time, and, the oral with the fingering, that's great.
Mm.
But, yeah, I think, the more attention he pays to my clit is, like, definitely the way to go with me, so
Okay. Are you the type of, like, I know some clits can handle like single pointed pressure. Like, can you take that intensity, or is it more like more fingers? Like, what is she
I
like?
think for me, it's more fingers,
Okay.
and it's kinda like, and then, like I said, the pressure on the clit while
Yeah.
with the rubbing,
On and around. Yeah.
that'll it
Yeah.
that'll do it.
And it
That'll do it
sounds
every
like
time.
you're pro lube and saliva. Like it sounds like you two are
Yeah.
fluid bonded. That's okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
love that. Oh, yes. What about,
For sure.
has he gone down on your asshole? Are you into analingus
He
receiving?
has. Didn't didn't think it was didn't think I'd like it as much as I did.
Right? Right?
Yeah,
Relatable.
but yes, I was just like, "Okay." But, yeah, he was, like, eating me out from behind, and then all of a sudden, I just felt like the to the butt, and I was just like, "Ooh."
Oh, yeah.
And it felt really nice, like, I liked it a lot.
That's
Yeah.
so good. Okay,
Yes,
so
and
his cock is really girthy, maybe a little too much for your asshole. Do you ever like it if he like fingers you in your ass, or like are you into double penetration finger shockers, like any of the multiple hole stimulation from manual stuff?
we've never tried penetration with the finger,
Okay.
but we have, like, did, like, the butthole rubs.
Yeah,
What
that's
would that be kinda, like, considered rimming, but with no tongue? I don't know.
that's a great
You know?
question. Like, yeah, manual rimming.
Yeah, manual rimming, we've done that, but there's
Yeah.
never been
Okay.
penetration as far as, like, finger fish I don't even know why I don't know why we haven't tried that. That's
Sometimes
actually
you just gotta think of it, you know? I mean, one step at a
yeah,
time, one finger at a time. One step at a
truthfully.
time. Um, okay, so
I'm definitely taking notes.
I was gonna say, we've got some things to possibly explore. I'm also like, I'm like laughing at myself because I'm like hilarious that earlier I was like, get an extra dildo and strap it onto him. Like instead of like the finger seemed like the more obvious first choice. But that's okay. We love creative ideas here.
Yeah.
Are there any other things like from your sex life that we need to, like any other parts of your body that love getting touched? Any sensations, kinks, fetishes? Like what else do we need to know about what you've already experienced?
Hmm. I think that's pretty much it from
Okay,
me, like, as
we
far
did a
as,
good job.
yeah, I mean, we've talked about, like, maybe exploring more as far
Okay,
as,
okay.
like, maybe, other
Yeah.
people.
Okay, yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
that
so yeah, what is, you have a lot of conversations. What are you talking about? And like answer the questions that you asked at the beginning of like, babe, what if there was another dick in your mouth? You know, like like
yeah.
tell us about those conversations.
So, kinda like one of his fantasies is getting a double blowjob, and I would definitely love to, like, fulfill that for him just because, like, I think we're comfortable enough in our, like, relationship to, like, have that happen, and then as I brought that up, it's kinda like it's more of like a how do you even approach somebody else to be like, "Hey, would you wanna suck my boyfriend's dick with me?" Like, and so it's just that's kinda what put a pause on that, and
Mm,
then likewise, he had asked me about, like, how would I feel, like, if I had, basically fucked somebody else, like, with him there.
yeah,
I don't know if that would necessarily include him or not, but he has brought that up as well, like,
okay,
one in the mouth, one
yeah,
in the back and kinda thing, and, I would be down for that.
yeah,
I think what gave us pause there is he doesn't think I'm interested, but I've tried to relay to him that just because it's not something that I brought up, your pleasure matters to me as well. And so
yeah.
I would be willing to try. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would be willing to try for sure.
Okay. I love that. Okay, so willing to try, but you're not like dying for a second cock, but like curious.
Yeah, more of curiosity, not really dying.
Okay. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I think because I love the feeling of like air quotes forced surrender, the like, oh, I just have to relax. And so for me, the fantasies that I have about like having someone in my mouth, maybe down my throat, and like fucking me in my pussy, I feel like I would have no choice but to be like, "Ah, I don't know, I give up, I'm surrendered." So like that's like the sensation part of me is just like I'm so curious. Why haven't I? I mean, I know why I haven't brought it to the forefront of my priorities. Like you said, finding the right people is an important ingredient. But yeah, I also think I might be hyper curious. What else are you curious about?
Oh my gosh. I kind of feel like boring. I don't really just bondage and maybe possibly threesomes. And
Oh,
and,
that's
like,
all.
whether that be, like, another girl or that be another guy, I would be down,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Would you be interested in different types of bondage? Because I'm like, well, if we're gonna explore bondage, we need a sampler, because I'm like, maybe like the like iron, like chained to a wall situation, strapped to the bed situation. I know the first bondage exploration I did was just with a simple necktie, because that's something that's long and skinny and often around. But like, are you particularly into rope? Is there a particular type of bondage that is most exciting to you? Because latex also counts too. You could be in a full vac bed and just get squished.
That sounds scary to me, honestly. The latex, I
There's
think that's
a
where I would probably get the most
this little
the
hole for your
most
nose and mouth, but
um, I really feel claustrophobic. I
it's.
don't think I'd be able to
I did a little test one, and there was a moment where I was like, "Do I?" And then I was like, "No, I think I like getting mummied." I mean, I felt very safe. The people there were like giving,
Yeah.
they were like letting new people try it, but yeah, I will say that was cool because they put a cold spoon on me and I had no idea what was happening. So like from a sensation standpoint, but like definitely,
Yeah.
definitely hear you on that. Okay, so more looking at for you like wrists, cuffs, etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would do I would wanna do ropes.
Okay.
That seems like it's fun.
Yeah.
But
Oh
that
yeah.
that would be, like, its own little course on how to
Yes.
do that, so
Yeah, I mean that
for
could be a
sure.
fun couples activity, fun like in-person workshop or something to do, but like that's
Yeah.
definitely the one where you gotta study up. But
Yes.
fun. Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
this seems like
fun.
it'd be fun.
Okay. How do you understand the like intersection or overlap of love and sex? Like, it sounds like those go pretty hand in hand for you?
Yeah, they do go hand in hand for me, for sure. I mean, in the past, it definitely didn't. I feel like I was always the one that caught feelings, and then it was kinda like it was love for me, but it was just sex for them.
Mm,
And
mm,
and crazy enough, I always knew it. Like, I always knew, but it's just kinda something, like, I cling to just to have the connection. But, like, I would say now, I think I'm enjoying the sex more because I can also feel the love behind it as well.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
so
So you don't masturbate very much. Are there other ways that you show yourself self-love? Non-sexual. Doesn't
self-love.
have to be sexual. Just like, what do you do
I
for
dance in the
yourself?
mirror naked. I dance
Ooh,
in the mirror naked. I love looking at myself in the mirror just
I
dancing.
love that.
Like,
Like
I'll
with
turn
music?
music
Yeah, what do you put
on.
on? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
turn on music, and I'll just be in the mirror just dancing my ass off, so
Oh my God, that's amazing. I love that so
yeah,
much. Oof,
love doing that.
I love that. Okay. If you had an unlimited budget to build your perfect pleasure palace, playroom, whatever, somewhere where the kids don't go, but it had all of the, all of the sexiest sensations, tools, implements, toys, things you want to try, what would it look like?
I would want, like, the drippy candles. I think I would like that, like
Hot
the hot
wax.
wax on me.
Yeah.
Um, the whips, I would love whips because not to toot my own horn, but baby got back, and
Ah!
so I would like that. Just kinda like your ideal I wanna say a chamber. Just kinda like, little stations where I can be tied up, like the little X's,
Yeah.
and, a pole. I would love a pole,
Oh, yeah, and
and
I'm guessing some
I would love
mirrors.
to
Oh,
learn.
yeah. What were you gonna say?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I would love to pole dance. I think they're
Yeah.
so fascinating. It's like its own art, like,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
So
But,
beautiful.
definitely mirrors
Mm.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere, Sam. And all.
Ding. I know. I have yet to fuck in a ceiling mirror place, and that's gotta happen. Like, that's for sure on my list.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be fun just to watch yourself, like, in every position, like, "How do I look this way? How do I look this way?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so no pressure to answer this question or have all the answers, but we're making it up together as we go along. What do
Okay.
you think that we collectively need to co-create a sexier, more loving world?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's just, like, acceptance, you know? Maybe, does that make sense? Like, acceptance of other people, like, in their life, not to be so, like, judgmental and just kinda, like, letting people be great. That's my motto, actually. I let a lot of people like, as far as, like, if I don't agree with something, I'm like, "Imma let you be great because that's you, that's not me." You know what I mean? And so,
Wow.
yeah, Imma let you be great. I just feel like everybody should let everybody be great.
How did you come up with that? That is amazing.
I don't know, but it's become a thing. Like, my mom, my dad, my brother, they've all picked it up, my sisters. They're like, "Imma let you be great."
That should be great.
But yeah,
That's
Imma let you be
fucking
great.
fantastic. I mean, okay, well, that kind of preempts my last question, but I still gonna ask it anyway. How else do you like to spread ripples of love? I mean, letting people be great, I think is a fantastic one, but
Yeah.
how do you like to spread ripples of love?
Positivity. I love complimenting people. I feel like I'm the type of person that can see beauty in everyone. And so, like, I'm that person that tries to make you smile that day, you know what I mean? Just to have, like, a good feeling, like, maybe you're having a shit day and just need, like, somebody to come along and just be like, "Hey, how are you? Oh my god, your hair looks amazing." Like, just spreading love. I don't know.
Ugh,
I love to love.
I feel you.
Love to love.
Well, thank you for coming here and spreading your positivity through sharing your sexiest stories. Like, what a fucking treat. Now I have to go find someone to rub my ass like that to see if I can be like you. Thank you so much, Lady C. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Lovely humans, that is our show. Remember to follow your hearts and follow your parts and follow a family friendly version of me at Lunar Woohoo or follow a naughtier version of me at Lunar Woohooha. To wander deeper down my internet rabbit hole, visit lunarrobbie.com. Ask a question, share a story, submit your guest info, find links to Patreon and OnlyFans, or hire me as a photographer, connection coach, or creative consultant at howtowoo.fyi. For ad-free episodes or simply to support the show, join us at patreon.com/howtowoo. To get a morning and evening share of my most personal self-portraits, to join me in masturbation meditations, to receive special offers on photo sets and or to chat with me in naughty ways, subscribe to onlyfans.com/lunarwoohooha. Or subscribe free and unlock photo sets and videos one by one at onlyfans.com/lunarwoohoo. Tell a friend to help us grow. You know, I love watching things grow. And rate, review, heart, and or thumbs up us wherever you interact with this podcast. Please, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Let me know how you're spreading ripples of love today, and remember to share sex stories.